Hello and welcome to Smart Money. My name is Ranga Makwata. We continue on our investment information journey. I hope you guys are benefiting from these videos. So today I received a very curious message from one of my friends. He sent me something on chat, and with it was a question to say, is this real in the investment world of yours? What is it that he had sent me? There was a flyer showing or promising some returns of 20% in every 10 days, 100% in every month, 250 in every 2 months, and so on and so forth. And obviously these returns were very lucrative if you just consider the numbers, and this my friend wanted to know. So I just thought maybe let me talk to the wider audience even as I'm addressing his inquiry. So there are two things that you need to know just to know in terms of investing. So you are looking for a return, and there is risk. So there's expected return that you want to earn when you're investing, and then there are risks to do with investment. The risk is that possibility that the return may not come the way you expect them. Then another issue that I also want to discuss related to the risk and return is the distinction between investing and speculation. So when you're investing, you are actually taking a long-term view, buying into a security, buying into a financial asset with the hope of getting a return after a long while. So you're investing, you are buying into an asset because you're expecting to get a return. Say 6 months from now, a year from now. Some investment horizon are as long as 5-10 years. So that is investing. It's patient. You are putting in your money. You are hoping to get some return in a few years from now, and that return can come through, if it's listed, through dividends, something that I've discussed before, or through capital gains. I think I discussed that before on this program. And then there's speculation. So with speculation, you are also looking for a financial return, but you want a quick kind of return. So usually the difference between speculating and investing is has got something to do with the risk profile. So an investment has got low risk profile because you are willing to wait for whatever you're expecting to materialize, or if you're expecting a certain company to grow its revenue and profitability, that takes a bit of time. But speculation is the kind of move that you make when you think you can get a quick kind of return. But when you do that, you should also be expecting to encounter some risks as you are investing. Now back to my friend's question about promises of 100% returns in a year. Unfortunately, this is not an investment. I must say that it's not an investment. This is what we call a Ponzi scheme. It's some sort of a fraud. I know we have had so many incidences of Ponzi schemes where you are promised a return. So they say, bring your money and you get it after 2 months and it will be double. Please bring in more people and then more people. That's not investing. It's called a Ponzi scheme. So usually there won't be any kind of business behind the returns that you're getting. In a typical investment, the investment itself has got a business. So if you are buying shares of Delta or Econet today, those are businesses that are being run and they're generating revenue and profitability. And as a shareholder, you benefit from the growth in the revenue and profitability. A Ponzi scheme, the way it works is it promises returns to the early investors or those who put their money early. So, and the reason why they actually tell you to go and bring in more people is so that they'll be able to offer you the return, to pay you off. So it works like this. Maybe first 5 people put in money. They are instructed to go and bring another 5, 10, 15 people each. So when they start paying the first 5, they're actually taking money that's being invested by the other subsequent people. The money that's being collected rather from the subsequent people. And this thing only works to the extent that they keep getting new money. So usually most of them end up in a scenario where they fail to attract more investors or more depositors. And then the ones that are already invested and are expecting to get payments, the payment starts to dry down. So it's important that you make this distinction. In fact, I wouldn't even call it a Ponzi scheme speculation. It's not, because speculation is actually some sort of investment. You can actually speculate on a share. For example, you say I'm buying into this share, for example, of OK, because I'm thinking in the next 2-3 weeks the return will be high. That you can speculate on legitimate things. A Ponzi scheme is actually some sort of a fraud. So if you ever encounter something that promises you to pay, promises to pay you a return of 100% after 2 weeks or 3 weeks, a month, that's a typical Ponzi scheme. Just look for it online. It's some sort of a scheme, a fraud, and it will end with you losing your money. It doesn't work like that in investment. How do you see that something is a Ponzi scheme? If the returns are unrealistic. So someone who says, give me $100 and I'll give you back $100 and another $100 within 2 weeks. That must be a warning to you. Investments don't work like that. And if the returns are also consistent, so you're always getting 20% or 100% return whenever you invest, I think, again, that's another sign that it's a Ponzi scheme. Also, you want to ask what the promoters of this investment product are doing with the money. They have to explain to you that when we take your money, we are doing this and that. If they can't explain that to you, again, that's another red flag. So I just thought that you need to be careful. And also, you have to ask if it's a licensed business. So investment activities in this country and many other countries are actually regulated. So in Zimbabwe, all investment activities are regulated by the Securities and Exchange Commission. And I think if it's a financial institution, it has to be regulated by the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe in one form or another. So whenever you encounter someone who is promising you these returns, check if they are regulated by the Securities and Exchange Commission, or they are registered with the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe. Just do some bit of investigation, what we call due diligence, to see how legitimate these claims are. So guys, just be careful. You have to be investing in legitimate kind of products and ventures, and it's very easy for you to see if someone's legitimate or not. If you check on the website of the regulator of the capital market, the Securities and Exchange Commission, you should be able to see a list of all registered investment advisors, asset managers, brokers. Anyone that you don't see there and they are promising you some fantastic returns, be careful. And maybe just before I end, there are some other new kind of online investment that are coming. I've come across people asking me about, what do you think about Bitcoin? What do you think about currency trading? I would say it's dangerous for you to be involved in kind of investment activities that are not regulated by a local regulator. So I know that Bitcoins are not regulated here, and the online trading that people do on currencies is not regulated. And most of them borders around speculation. And if you speculate, you should expect to lose money. It's almost like that. It's very difficult to expect you to make money from currency trading, which is a huge kind of activity that is done by well trained and well experienced traders out there, and you think that you can be able to make some money. So if you really want to invest, think long term. If you really want to invest, be patient. If you really want to invest, please talk to regulated and registered entities, and you should be able to be directed properly. And thanks so much to my friend Promise for sending me this message, and it's also my response not only to him but to everyone who might fall victim to the Ponzi scheme, who might fall victims to some of these speculative online trading platforms. If you do that, be prepared to lose as much money as you can lose. For your safety, deal with a registered player. Thanks so much. I hope this has been helpful to you guys. So keep sending more questions, more inquiries. I'll be able to respond to them. And remember to like our Facebook page. Remember to also subscribe to our YouTube channels. So on YouTube, we are Fincent Capital. On Facebook, we are Fincent Capital again. And we're also on Twitter as Fincent Capital. Please send your comments, your questions, and I'll be able to respond to them. Remember, at Fincent, we are creating, we work together. And thanks for listening, and bye-bye for now.